Hey, good morning. Well, it is for us anyway here in Las Vegas. I suppose if you're not in Las Vegas and you're all the way over on the East Coast, it's lunchtime and good afternoon. Good early afternoon. We are getting ready to do some training that's going to help you out with your marketing, specifically with getting qualified sales appointments. Thank you for being here this morning. We're just getting some technical details configured, and then I'll introduce my co-host here momentarily. In the meantime, grab yourself something to write with, write on, because you're going to want to take notes. I've got some really great content that is going to help you. And if you do the work today, it can actually help you right away. So welcome. Thank you for being here on this glorious Monday. All righty. We've got 9:28 still. Looks like I have another minute left. So welcome. We're going to talk about one of my favorite marketing topics called market to message match. I've been teaching and training this for many years, and I am blessed to be able to teach it to you right now in about a minute. Okay. In exactly a minute, 9:29. So if you're listening, tell me where you're from. Tell me, I don't know, anything about you in the comments. There's a comment area below wherever you're watching this, whether it's on Facebook or YouTube or LinkedIn. Would love to hear where you're from or anything else that you want to share. We will also take live questions during today's short training in case you want to ask something. Okay, I think with that, it is right about time for me to introduce my co-host, Mr. Ronen Rahman. Where are you out there? Are you out there?
Here I am. Hey, good morning.
Morning.
How are you?
I am doing spectacular.
So just got to ask, is it Goofy Hat Day or what's going on?
You know what day it is. It's my birthday. I got
How lucky are you that you are born on Star Wars Day, huh?
100%.
Is the
I'm celebrating here by myself at the house.
Yeah. All right. So what exactly are you training on again for those that just jumped on?
Today is market to message match training, and it is arguably the most important part of your marketing. The most important thing that you understand with regards to anything that you do to communicate via social media, via email, via even if you're doing paid advertising. But today we're going to look at it in the context of getting a qualified sales appointment. That being said, the learning here today on the market to message match can translate and should translate to everything that you do from a marketing and a communications perspective in business.
Awesome. All right. So I'm looking forward to it. And I just want to remind everybody that if they have questions, comments, just comment below on whatever platform you're coming in on, and we'll get those questions answered. And if you just simply want to wish Brian a happy birthday, that works too.
It works for me.
All right. You ready?
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Okay. So let's dive into our training. This is a short training, but it's powerful. So if you have not done so already, maybe get something to write with, get something to write on, because you can actually do an exercise that we're going to go through here momentarily with me. And if you have questions or comments, please use the comments below. We will answer your questions right here because you're live. And if you're watching the replay, if you comment below, we'll get to your question later on. So here's the idea. And I've been marketing professionally anyway, since 1994. And over all the years of marketing, I have been brought in to dissect a lot of times when marketing's not working. A business will contact me and say, hey, they've tried Facebook advertising, or they've tried LinkedIn advertising, or they've tried print advertising or whatever, and it's just not working. And 99 times out of 100, literally 99 times out of 100, the reason it's not working is because they're failing to apply what you're going to learn right now, which is having a perfect market to message match. literally 99% of the time that's why it fails. It's not because Facebook doesn't work or LinkedIn doesn't work or TV doesn't work. It's because they weren't taught or they weren't applying this concept. Here it is. It's not that difficult of a concept. It's certainly not rocket science. It's just really, really important. And that's what and that's this. Your market, when I talk about market, I'm talking about who it is you want to attract. And if you've taken any courses in marketing before or anything like that, you may have heard this concept of speaking to the one individual, right? The niche market. And that is what we talk about when we talk about market. And even though you may have heard this before, and I know a lot of professional marketers that know this stuff inside and out, yet they still fail to apply it. And I'm telling you, do not fail to apply this. And so when you are creating a campaign, in this case, we're talking about getting a sales appointment, right? Going out in the process of getting a sales appointment is a campaign. And when you're campaigning to get a sales appointment, you want to campaign to a specific market, a specific person within that market. And I'm going to show you an exercise that'll help you to get to that market specificity that you need. And then tied closely to that is your message. And I would say that, and this, I'm sure I'm not the only one, when you're out there and you're meeting new people online or even in person, when we get to do that again, hopefully soon, you've probably seen or heard or experienced the person who, without even really knowing who you are, starts to regurgitate on you. They regurgitate what it is they have to sell, what it is they have to offer. And it's all about them. And with no regard for anything about you, really. And almost always that's not going to resonate because their message is not going to fit you. So don't be that person, right? Don't be that person that shows up or connects with somebody online and just starts regurgitating what you do, right? You want to talk to the person in a way that has some feeling and has some care for their particular need, their particular desire, or solve a particular problem for them. And so that's also part of this market to message match formula. So if you wouldn't mind, Ronan, and pull up my screen, I'm going to show you a formula. Let me pull that up here. And can you see the formula here, Ronan?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. So this is the formula that we use ourselves and we use with clients to help craft the perfect market to message match statement. Okay. And we use this to create headlines for LinkedIn profiles. We use this to create subject lines and emails. We use this to create messages that go out to people that we meet, all kinds of areas. And here it is. You first pick an industry, right? And industries are big. Okay. Industries are like health and wellness or technology or media, right? Those are industries, right? And within an industry, there are a lot of market segments, hundreds, if not thousands of market segments. So just first do the easy part and write down an industry of that you deal in, that you do business in, okay? Or that you sell into, right? Now that should be an easy thing for you to do, right? Even if you market into multiple industries, there's probably one or two that are big that you tend to stay within. All right, now once you've thought of your industry, think of a segment within that industry and just one little segment. So if I were, let's say, go back to health and wellness as an industry or healthcare as an industry, a market segment might be dentists or chiropractors or heart surgeons or bariatric surgery centers. Those are segments, right, within a huge industry of healthcare, right? There's a lot of segments within healthcare. There's a lot of segments within all industries. So now just write down a segment, any segment of an industry that you work with that is a good fit for you. And then the next level of precision, if you will, is to think of who within that market segment you would like to have a sales appointment with. Who is it? So let's say your market segment within healthcare is medical spas. places that do medical massages and holistic healing and things like that. Non-invasive weight loss programs, maybe that's your segment. So who within the segment do you want to have an appointment with? Is it the owner of the spa? Is it the office manager that works at the spa, or someone else? And that's the person you want to write down as your ideal prospect, right? Because if you're reaching out to have a sales appointment with somebody, you're going to have to be sitting down or virtually meeting with a person at some point, or a group of people. And there might be more than one ideal prospect within the segment, and that's okay. So write them all down if there are more than one. And then that really defines your market. But what brings it all together, and what will separate you even further from 99% of your competitors and anyone else doing this, is to really take a moment and think through the why that particular person is going to want to meet with you. What is it that they need? What is it that they need at the root level? What is it that they're either needing because of something that will benefit them, or what is it that they need in order to remove a pain or a worry or a frustration that they consistently are dealing with day in and day out? And that's what that is at the end, their reason or pain point. And if you look at the bottom of the screen, you'll see the questions here that help me craft these for myself and for my clients. And that is, what are the biggest problems they're facing? What keeps them up at night? What do they worry about? And if you can present yourself in such a way that taps into that for a particular person within a market, you will be eons ahead of everyone else. Let me show you how this kind of manifests in real life. So I'm going to take you over to Ronan's LinkedIn profile. You met Ronan just a moment ago. And if you look down right below Ronan's name, that's his headline for LinkedIn. And I'll just read it in case it's small on your little iPhone or however you're watching this. But his headline says, guaranteed appointments with IT decision makers at $25 million plus US-based companies, so you can focus on IT solutions. His market are IT solution providers, people that provide various kinds of IT services, technology services. And the people they want to meet, Ronan is in the appointment setting business. He's my business partner and heads up our account management team. So he's in the business of setting appointments. And his campaign is for IT service providers who want to meet with decision makers, right, for making IT decisions in $25 million or bigger companies. So he's really speaking to the who, and he's tapped into what he does, guaranteed appointments, and something that the IT solution provider doesn't want to have to deal with. They don't want to have to deal with the time, the effort, the knowledge, the learning, the rigmarole, if you will, of setting up appointments. So he points it out. I do this for you so you can focus on just providing what you want to do best. So does that make sense? And that's how that formula comes to life. There's lots of examples that we could share with you. Maybe I'll share one more. Let me share Joe Kennemore. Where's Joe? There he is. So Joe is a client of ours. And I mean, you'll know what business he's in just by reading his headline: stress-free live events and video production for the most prestigious technology companies in the world. He calls out the who, prestigious technology companies. He calls out what he does and the pain he solves, stress-free events, and what he does, video production. So that's another example of using the formula in a different way, in a different market, completely, but it works the same. So that's it. So if you are joining us a little bit late, go back and watch the previous few minutes where I talk about the formula. Ronan, you can bring me back to full screen or join me. Anything you'd like to add to this?
No, well, I would add this. It's amazing what just that simple headline does from two parts. Number one is when people are looking to connect to you, and because you make a connection request with them, it's like, well, who is this person? Many people are like, I don't know you, so I don't know if I should connect to you. But with that headline, I connect to a lot of IT professionals just because of that headline.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I mean, they'll just like, oh, okay, yeah, no, I definitely can be connected to them. Maybe they don't have a specific need. I don't know yet. They're just connecting to me. But it's much easier to connect with those people. And that's primarily who I connect with right now. And the other thing too is that sometimes they see that headline and they have an immediate need. And they go, I need to get in touch with that person. And so they'll send me a message straight away. Hey, let's talk. I love connecting on LinkedIn. Maybe we can have a chat. So
Yeah.
There's two parts to that. And that's how powerful that short headline can be when it's crafted properly.
That's right. And you're talking about, and you're calling out one of the laws of marketing, if you will. And again, as I said in the beginning, this applies to and should apply to all of your communication, all of your marketing. And that is, your marketing should do two primary things, just two. One, it should attract your ideal client, patient, customer, whatever you call it in your industry. Okay. It should attract that person towards you. And just as importantly, maybe even more importantly, it should repel everyone else to not reach out, really. Because when people if you are investing time and money and resources of any kind with individuals that are not a good fit, never will be a good fit, you're not only burning resources, valuable resources, time and money of your own, you're also doing it to them. And it's just not good. So when you think of your marketing, and especially in the case of what we just talked about in crafting your perfect market to message match headline, think of it in those two ways: attracting the ideal situation, the ideal person to you, and repelling everyone else. And another thing we didn't really talk about, but I'll mention it, is you can actually put wording in your headlines and in your copy that also help you attract the right kinds of personality that you want to deal with. And I've seen that done before. I didn't show any examples of that, but just think about like your best client or patient or customer situation and who they are and what's their personality like. And wouldn't you like to have more of those personalities in your business? And you can call that out, in your headlines. And I've seen some really good examples of that. So if you want to take a deeper dive on this and go further here, and also other aspects of getting guaranteed sales appointments, we are hosting a live workshop called, oddly enough, Guaranteed Sales Appointments, this coming Friday at 9:30 a.m. It'll go for about an hour and 15 minutes. So it's not going to be this short 15-minute call we're doing now. We're going to go a lot deeper into what we just talked about. We're also going to cover all the components of what we do in our business to guarantee ourselves sales appointments, and what our clients do in theirs. It's a completely free training. You can sign up for it at realappointmentsvip.com. You'll get a copy of our workbook when you enroll. And if you go to that page, you'll not only hear and see a little bit more about what's involved in that event, you'll hear from some people at the back end of a video that's up there about their experience with attending similar events. We used to do these in person with rooms full of 30 to 50 people. We have since taken that to a virtual event. But if you're interested in going deeper and learning with us and getting some one-on-one help, please sign up for this. It's this Friday at 9:30 a.m. Ronan, you're muted.
Sorry, it's packed with information. I mean, it is loaded.
And we'll actually have our microphones on.
Yes. Yeah. Well, one of the perils of working from home and having a dog in the office is that they sometimes decide that they want to be on the show, which is...
Hey, having a dog in the office is better than being in the doghouse. So
good point.
And if you haven't realized, I'm wearing this crazy hat. It is my birthday today.
Yes.
And I will say this later on today at 3 p.m. Pacific time. If you're so inclined, you can join me for my virtual birthday party this afternoon, where I'm calling it a reverse birthday party, because instead of you giving me gifts, I am going to be giving you gifts. So if you want to learn more about that crazy thing, show up at 3 o'clock. It's all over my social media feeds.
Well, I'm going to be tuning in, so
I appreciate that.
Can't wait to see what I
And
get.
I will get you a gift.
I'm excited. All right. So,
hopefully we'll see you all on Friday at 9:30 for a deeper dive, and have a great rest of your Monday.
Bye, everybody.